Welcome, by the way. There is no introductory area. I was going for more of those college short films where you see something happening, then the text comes up. So there's no real good lead in to kind of start with. So Delightful Vengeance is actually my first serious take on my short films. Not saying my last ones weren't serious takes, but they were mainly just equipment testing. I just wanted to have some fun, test the equipment before we went and filmed the next big thing. And I did do some experimenting with camera work, sound effects, technical details, blah, blah, blah. And so Delightful Vengeance was, hey, what if I actually continued those short film sort of ideas that I had from when I was doing those camera test equipment stuff and actually just make a fun little story. The only reason is because I really, really want a clown fight scene. There's literally no other reason why this film exists, but I'm actually really happy it does because in the 2 years it took to film and finish this short film, a lot of those ideas that I used here came into effect for Fatal Encounter Rise and Fight. And if it wasn't for me testing the waters here, Rise and Fight would not be as good as it is now. So yeah, let's ready and go and get this started.
I'd just like to say before we get going, it's always funny to me how whole lengthy things can start from just one idea. I think a couple of the fight scenes we've done originated from, all right, I have one thing I want to do, so now we have to build something around this one thing
Yeah,
so we can do it.
actually every film I've ever done has come from that one idea,
Well, that's
concept.
at least that means you're motivated. All right. And we are go.
All right. I did like the softest clap ever, so I'm hoping I can hear that in post. So looking back at this, I really wish I just added the metal sword chiming sound effects like you hear it throughout all the other ones, because I just did it for the the fun of it and also just getting practice at timing and sound effects, of course. And there's synthetic sparring swords that I bought off some website Brian recommended. This is also the last time you see Brian on face for any of my work here on out. Why is it called Delightful Vengeance? It's a pun on itself. So, I think it explains itself quite well. Man, my camera really. I think I had the Audio Technica shotgun microphone this time. Can we take the audio down here? I feel like I'm shouting. Perfect. Thank you, Like.
There was already a part I wanted to run back just to check something, but we're live, so nope.
So remember how we filmed in my kitchen for Fatal Encounter? I wanted to actually go back and film another conversation in the kitchen where I switched the camera more, and this is me doing that. Just because I wanted to redo that one idea we had in the kitchen of us talking across the counter.
I like how you referenced the last one.
Yeah, and I'm actually working on my acting here a little bit, trying to be more facial expression, where I'm like squinting and making eye contact and just kind of like, okay, later.
Working on the subtler points.
A lot of final confrontation ideas I've had in the past I kind of bring back into this film. But this was also after Fatal Encounter, so I still had a lot of little things I wanted to do, but it just wouldn't fit for a movie. So a short film, it fits perfectly. Still had all that old kitchen appliances. Yeah, he got in the house really fast, by the way. Because I want to do a fight scene in my own home, but here's the problem doing a fight scene in your house. You will break shit. So I'm like, okay, we'll start in the house, and then we're going to move it outside.
Get out of my house.
Pretty much.
I like it.
And I actually had all my old, all my Fatal Encounter sound effects. So I do enjoy how the sound is, even if I do think it does need a bit of work, of course. Now, the ideas for a lot of this first fight scene, which I'm not as happy with this one as the rest of this film, but the ideas I had, you can tell if you watch my Fatal Encounter, it has a lot of those same tropes, whereas the new tropes like looking from a really high angle, like a window from inside the home, even though the shot takes way too long.
The car in the background must have been wondering what the fuck you guys were doing.
Probably, I wasn't paying attention to the car.
So, Here's my usual first question. Who's under the mask?
This is my friend Nathan. We trained together for a while, and he went into the military shortly after this. And he was also a coworker of mine, so I had a lot of connections with him. And my generic idea was, hey, let's just throw each other against the garage door. And one really, really long shot, and you can obviously tell we're not trying to hurt each other. And even though I enjoy filming like a fight scene like this in front of my house, I'd probably never film a fight scene in front of my house ever again. And here's my poor attempt at blurring a license plate way back there. I just stopped caring at one point. As long as it was covered, that's what mattered. That's why the circle goes from small to big in between frames. It's so jittery and inconsistently. It's very apparent. I also had blurred my house number too. I think next time I'll just hire someone else to do it for me or motion track it, you know.
Blake, he was right about you.
Really should. Yeah, we do use our own names. So I'm Patrick, because my name is Patrick, and Blake, his name is Blake. So, see that axe kick thing we did there? I took that same axe kick looking upward in Fatal Encounter Rise and Fight. This is where the idea started. I reuse ideas all the time. Except here, this is fresh. So, fun fact here, my future brother, actually no, Nathan was in the costume. My future brother-in-law was behind the camera. And we had my brother-in-law just voice the lines while Nathan would give the body expressions. And I would go back over and voice over it with my own voice. Now this was filmed a year later. We had clown issues in 2016. So I couldn't get a permit to where I wanted to film originally, so Blake and I just went out to a very remote part of our area. We drove like 40 minutes out to get here. And which had some really good lighting. And then we filmed this scene, which is my favorite scene in the entire thing.
I was so tired that night.
I think you only had like a few hours of sleep, or you were going on 2 or 3 days without sleep, if I remember correctly.
Something like that.
Yeah. And so, for me, I just want to have a clown fight scene, as I mentioned a million times in a bunch of other works. I wanted the clown to be very animated.
You were just letting me fucking talk here.
I did. Works very well.
I like in your bloopers, you had like the entire reel. I just kept talking and let him take whatever he wanted. I even put the pauses in so he could cut it. Isn't this the first time we had Matrix as the cameraman?
Correct. And Matrix did a very good job. He's using the camera to follow with the action in the same direction the action is going. We actually have a good amount of cuts in here for my liking too. It's not too many long shots, and it cuts at the right moments. Doesn't cut too many either. Got old Qui-Gon Jinn inspiration here. This is the only shot that's out of focus. And this was the shot that made me go... And it was the only good shot too. So it made me go, hey, I need to get off the camcorders. Because even though we filmed this in 2016, these camcorders are holding back my creative potential. Even though it all looks very, really well. Like it's sharp.
For the record, I didn't actually hit him.
Must be that great sound design I put in there.
Well, your reaction time on the punch was pretty right where it should have been.
I did hit that ground hard though.
I also really followed that punch through to try to give it weight.
Mm-hmm. I think I sold it pretty well.
Now, I'm just going to clarify because nobody got it. This is a reference to Caddyshack. Bill Murray, when he's hitting the flowers.
Yeah, none of our audience actually did get that. No, if they have, they're the silent viewers.
The only thing that upset me is I like the other take of that.
I like the lighting here, how the two lights intersect. And for me, that was my favorite take. We did it 3 times, and Blake, you told me, hey, just pick your favorite one, and that one was my favorite, so that's why I put it in.
I think it was the second. That was the third take used. I think I liked the second one the best. Because I said something way cleverer.
I enjoy the Kevin Pollak thing, though. So, because you explained it to me when we went and filmed it, I'm like, I like that take the most now. Blake and I are actually really, really good friends. So, for us to actually just kind of, hey, you want to do a fight scene together?
It turns out we did a lot of these.
A lot more than I actually thought we did.
Okay, I'll bite. Let's settle this once and for all.
As I mentioned in my the point of it all video, this fight scene's filmed in 2 different days. My future brother-in-law is holding the camera right now. Shadows give that away pretty drastically. Even though I did
now
use
there's
same
the
camera.
clanky sounds.
Yeah. I really wish I had some of those whoosh sound effects, but for transitionary stuff. Now this shot was purposely done in a very long take.
We had it down. The whole reason I had to grab you and throw you is because you just wouldn't stop the offense. And I'm like, we're not going the right direction, so I had to push you.
Yeah, there was one action movie where the action's going up like this tower, and he did it all in one shot. So that scene of us going between the pillars is inspired by that. And we had to get rid of the weapons somehow. I was like, why fuck with it?
I think right there is where now it's a year later than previously. Whole different camera and everything.
It was. I think I hit it as well as I could. I'm no master in effects, so I can't really.
Well, I mean,
adjust
we
the
had to
lighting.
shoot literally almost 1 year to the day later because something had happened on the original shooting day, which forced us to stop.
Which I'm glad we did, because I was out of choreography ideas the first time around, once we lost the weapons. So this gave me a lot of time to think about it. So now it actually turned out really well.
You can only really tell about the camera because the color grade, the color pops more here.
Mm-hmm.
We had to voice this over because of the wind.
And we also had a really annoying. Oh wait, no, actually it wasn't the wind.
Oh no,
the
it was
microphone.
the mic. Yeah.
I got a deal on a $40 microphone, like a Vid Pro or something. And I know they actually make good microphones, but the one I got was just defective or something, because I'm going to be very annoying in terms of audio here. Although I really enjoy the music for the credits, because it's the same song from when Riker and Fennec
You
are fighting on
named
the bridge.
clown.
I named him Binks, because he calls him Binks in the film. You know what this means, right, Binks?
Oh, I missed that.
I was talking over it. We're going to talk for another minute or two past the film. So the microphone we had a huge issue with made this sound. Even though we can clearly hear our voices through that sound, it was like this white noise layer that overpowered our own audio. And no matter how many times I took it through Audacity or different audio editors, like my Sony Vegas, it just was not. There was no way to remove it without completely ruining the audio. And thankfully, that's why the music and sound effects help show the scene. 'Cause that's one of the only fight scenes where I cut out the entire camera audio completely from the second year of filming. So as it switches to the second filming day, and you can tell when the saturation's higher and the lighting is different, that is when we have that test microphone. And I learned, hey, if I'm going to buy a very valuable piece of equipment, I need to test it within 30 days and before we go out and use it. Because if it doesn't work, I can't go back and redo it. And so thankfully for that, it was only audio, wasn't video related. So I can just go back and redo the audio. And thankfully I had good sound effects. I had a good song from what Walperian Music did years prior before I reused the same song, because I did reuse songs to save money. The only new song was the clown fight scene he made from scratch, and it ended up working well in our favor. Also, last fun fact I'm going to add here is I actually had a different ending for that, where we're supposed to meet Blake and Patrick were going to go to a restaurant of some kind, one I have access to, and they're like, okay, so what are we gonna do from here? Well, actually, I have a lot of stuff I need you to take care of. I want you to help me with it. Okay, what is it? And then it cuts, and then that would give us time to think of what to do for the next one.
Then we got very busy.
We got busy with Fatal Encounter Rise and Fight, looked back at this and said, fuck it, and it's fine where it's at. And that's why it kind of ends abruptly.
Again, we might revisit this at some point.
Yeah, there could always be a sequel, high enough demand for it, you know. There's a lot of little tidbit fight scenes I want to do that does not fit the Fatal Encounter universe. So yeah, I think that's the last I have to add to that. Any final words, Blake?
No, it was fun.
Like, I've had more ideas for another clown fight scene. That's my problem.
Well, we
But it
just
wouldn't
might have
fit
to
the
do
same
it.
type of story again. It would only be like it'd be its own thing. Like, it's only the clown fight scene, nothing else, and like it has like very little introductory and ending, kind of like you see other videos do. Like when you're watching Mario and Luigi versus Waluigi or something. Like, that's it. There's nothing else there. It's just the fight scene. So I have a lot of those ideas I want to do that don't have any tie into nothing. So possibly, maybe there'll be more clowns. Maybe some chainsaws. The ideas are endless, my friend.
Boy, if only you could juggle.
Damn, I gotta get some skills. All right, guys. Thank you so much for sticking around, actually listening to the very end of this. I always appreciate your time and support and love. So get out there and create. Don't stop what you're doing. And Blake and I will be around to see you next time. So have a good one.